Alright, hey guys, it's Ice Fox here. So, got a couple of people who wanted the deck list to the Gusto post Primal Origins that I posted a video about. Um, gonna do a quick profile on it. It's pretty fun. Um, I'm gonna personally love Gustos after this, even though I've loved them all since day one. To get into the deck profile, though, start off with 2 cam. It's pretty standard. You want your recycles. 1 Garuda, the Wind Spirit. This is just a little tech that I've had since my Gusto rulers. It's just a great card overall for the deck. It's basically the Aqua Spirit of the deck, and it works the same way. 2 Parika. For those of you who don't know what it does, what she does, her effect is when this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can target 1 Wind Tuner monster in your graveyard and special summon that target in face-up defense position. Its effects are negated, but if you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except for wind monsters, and you can only use her effect once per turn. Now, I love the fact that they made more Gusto support, and I love her effect because she is the debris dragon of the deck, and it works perfectly. Now, what I don't like is the fact that they made her very generic, just any wind tuner in the graveyard. So Dragonities can use her, and there's already a Dragonity build that OTK's like freaking mad using her and Griffin. I personally don't like the fact that they made her like splashable in wind decks in general. That's just me personally. 3 Galdo, it's pretty standard. It's part of the recruiter engine. You want them. Hushed Psychic Cleric for 2. Um, I kind of took this as my little tech because I personally did not want to drop Griffin out of the build. I've seen a few builds of Parika builds, and they only used Parika and Cam and the recruiter engine. That's all they used. I personally did not want to drop Griffin because of how utterly explosive Griffin makes the deck. I don't know if any of you have played Gustos, but Gustos with Griffin and Cleric tend to bring out between 2 and 3 synchros in a turn when they make their push. So I was kind of going along that idea and working it into this build. This build will do the exact same thing with just Cleric. It's just stupid. 3 Winda. Now, my personal preference is playing 2, but because I just burned through everything too quick, I went to 3, and I absolutely love this. And of course, my MVP, of course, 3 Gusto Griffin. Utterly loved the card. So awesome. Just discard it and special summon a Gusto from your deck. Which, by the way, means that you can special summon Parika, and that's just another way to bring her out. And 3 Eagles, another part of the recruiter engine. For spells, there's Dark Hole, 2 Pot of Dualities. Because of how much I special summon, I put in 2 just because of consistency. But I don't know, when I get it, I tend to draw it just before I want to explode, so it's been pointless for me at times, but at a lot of the other times it's been very useful. 3 MST, because now the deck can OTK if they have a big monster out, and it can get pretty explosive at times. You want to have the back row removal, just because you do not want to. Before you never cared about back row, now you do care. That's basically what Parika has done to this. 1 Book of Moon and 3 emergency teleports. I love the E-Telly. I love the fact that I can use E-Telly in this without using the whole Gusto build. I can use E-Telly to bring out Parika. I can use E-Telly to bring out Cleric to make an even more explosive play if I have Parika in the grave. Just so much fun. 2 Regeki breaks. This is just another way to discard Griffin if you don't have Cleric. It makes him less dead at times, and it just basically it's more back row removal or just removal in general. Bottomless, Torrent, 2 Dim Prisons. I chose Dim Prison over Mirror Force because it hurts the opponent more so than Mirror Force. There's so many things to get around Mirror Force nowadays. Dim Prison just hits those things that you do not want to get destroyed. You want them to be removed so that they cannot save themselves or be beneficial to the player if they get destroyed. 2 Liberty at Last. I only recently started using this card in Gustos. Its effect is activate only when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. You select 2 face-up monsters on the field and return them back to the deck. I nearly shit myself seeing this card because and my first thought was, why have I not been using this card forever? It's so good just because you plus off of your opponent destroying your recruiter engine. It punishes them for doing so. It's absolutely amazing. I love this card, and I am so sad I have not found this card before. 1 Compulse. I'm thinking about cutting it, but it's a nice one of. And 2 Call the Haunted. This is just more ways to get back your Cleric, your Purika, Cam. If you have a Spree's engrave, I've had instances where I need to revive Spree's so I could OTK. You name it. It's just options. For the extra deck, 1 level 8. It's going to be Scrap Dragon. I use just the one just because it's a just in case measure. You never know if you're actually going to bring one out, and it's not bad to have in case you do, because I have had instances where I wanted to. So just being there is not that bad. 1 Black Rose. You don't really bring out 7s anymore. You don't really want to nuke because that's highly not beneficial to the strategy of the deck now. But you never know. Psychic Nightmare. It's a wind type, and you can bring it out with either Parika or Cleric, and it's not bad really. It's about the only level 6 that you can bring out that's a wind that actually does something other than nothing. Psyche Conductor Behemoth. Not a bad card to bring out. It has its situations, but I don't really bring them out too much. It's just there. Orient Dragon. It's another wind type, and synchros are still around at times, but you never know. 1 Vulcan. This is probably the one that I bring out equally as to Spree's. It's such a good card, and it lets me reuse Call to Haunteds, just other monsters in general. If I don't want Cam to die, why not? 2 Sprees. You can potentially run 3. It depends on how your playstyle works. If you want to turbo into the Sprees OTK, or just keep reverse burning them, you would use 3 just so that you can actually keep bringing them out and not have to worry. I use 2 because I don't like turboing into it. I like keeping it as a surprise, or I like pushing for game, and if I don't get it, then suppressing them. So I run 2 just in case. You never know. 1 Armades. Its card effect is good. If you ever sync 5, which you do fairly often, basically the deck goes between 5 and 6 quite often, so that's why I run the most of each. But it's a good option, great card, and Yeah, I'd say it's even better than Catastor. But anyway, speak of the devil. And then 1 Guldos. This is your card to return everything again if you don't, if you have a ton engrave. It's always awesome to have a cam on the field already, or a gull on the field already. Summon cam, return 2 for the draw, synchro, and then blow something up and return more. It's always awesome. One armoring arm. I haven't used this too much. I have it there mainly just for the option. It's not a bad card effect, but because of Parika, I'm even thinking about bringing in Falcos, mainly because I can. It'll give me another way to go into Lightning Chidori. The reason why is because Parika special summons any wind tuner, so if I have only a Gull engrave, I don't have to sit there waiting on a Guldo to hit the grave so that I can use Parika. So I've been thinking about adding Falcos just to give me that option. Plus the 600 boost, the 2000 beater off the bat isn't too bad. Plus, if you have Cam on the field already, you make her 2300 permanently. It's not bad, but it definitely will have a situation or two. So Lightning Chidori, great card. If you run a wind deck, then it's just awesome. And this is the whole reason why I run Garuda, just because I want to be able to bring out Chidori whenever I need to. It's an awesome card. Never will drop it. Totem Bird. This was the moment I saw Parika, I thought of two things: Sprees and Totem Bird. The reason why is because Totem Bird is your, I guess, Logia sort of thing for the deck. Its effect is during either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can detach 2 Exceed materials from this card and negate the activation. If you do, destroy it, and this card loses 300 attack while it has no Exceed materials. You can only bring this thing out with 2 level 3 wins. So that's the reason why I was thinking, Sprees and Totem Bird. Totem Bird's not that bad, actually. I've done a few play tests, and when you go into the grind game, you Parika into Totem Bird when they have huge back row, and you just sit there laughing at them because they don't want to waste their Mirror Force or whatever they have face down without having something else ready because of Totem Bird. It lets me go aggressive, lets me do highly defensive moves. It'll even stop the Dark Hole if I know they have it. It's awesome. And then the one Levier. Mind you, I don't banish too much unless it's Garuda summon. So Levier doesn't really do a whole lot. I have it in the extra deck because it's a wind. It's an option for Parika summoning Guldo. It gives me more options. And you never know what your opponent has banished, right? But it's always nice to sit there with a Garuda in hand and summon a Parika and go into Levier to and then special summon Garuda, banishing a Cam, for instance, and then using Levier to bring back Cam. You get two exceed materials, or exceed monsters out of this. Sorry, out of that play, plus a free draw. So you don't really minus yourself at all. You go even. You get a free draw. You get 2 exceed materials or exceed monsters on the field. So an 18 beater, a 19 beater, plus it just bounces 2 cards. So you immediately go plus if you think about that. Overall, the deck is great. Absolutely love it. I'm still fine-tuning it, but this is what I'm sticking with right now. It depends on how the format's going to go, and maybe this might even be regional worthy, depending on how good this gets. I'm definitely going to have a lot of fun with this at locals, but yeah. Anyway, like and comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I can keep making videos, because I really miss making videos for you guys. Anyway, I'm out.